Hi, this is Slide 47, and I wanted to kind of change up on what I post and kind of put more of a discussion, kind of talk over, is the Blitz Pass worth it? And what do you get out of it? How much do you get out of it? And where exactly they're going with it. As you can see here on this, I have the last 7 months worth of data of basically what was in each Blitz Pass. Not exactly where it is, I kind of just remember about where everything was. And what trends we're seeing kind of going forward, and what I'm hoping for that we can see in the future Blitz Passes. For those who want TLDR and like that, if you get over 70 on the Blitz Pass, level 70 and above, it's generally worth it. Even level 50 is generally worth it, especially if you want that ship for that month. It's going to be something that it's up to personal preference at that point. Do you need these items? Do you not need these items? Where exactly are you in the grind of playing World of Warships Blitz? So let's go over kind of everything over the last few months, and you'll kind of notice a lot of these charts are going either the same or downward. And from the camo, you can definitely tell right here, December, you had 30 days of premium camo. It was really nice when you bought it. It was 100 camo. You couldn't beat it. That was super nice. January, February, they really ratcheted that down, but then they realized, I think they realized more people want camo consistently, and I think they also use that as kind of like a selling point that you see someone in it. Oh, they might have bought the Blitz Pass, maybe I should buy it too. Credits, obviously it started off, but they're generally going downward. But I think May, June have finally shown us we're going to be probably getting about 1.6 million every month. And like that, about that from a combined pass. These are all totals, by the way, just make sure everyone knows. For the elements, which is titanium, steel, and copper, steel, constant straight line, pretty much every month you're getting about, I think it's like 3 or 4, like that. Whereas copper, it kind of fluctuates, but generally 12, 13-ish, and titanium, it's 1 per month. I think that should have a little bit more in there, but yeah, that's just me. On gold, sticks around 4,000. Nothing, there's not too much changes in fluctuation. Now, of course, this only tells the gold amount, not the gold with the crate keys, which if you actually add them all up, which is 7 to 8 crate keys per month, basically you get around an additional 5,000 gold out of it. Especially if you want those ships out of those crate keys, that's a really big bonus. I've heard many friends either get really good luck or really bad luck on those keys, so I would definitely, if you still have plenty of ships that you want out of those crate keys for, per se, the Hood, for the West Virginia, the Sirius, the whatever ship you want to go after, the Molotov, that's actually a really good buy, pretty nice. And of course, you also have additional gold, so you can buy more crates if you're feeling lucky. Free XP started out around like 25, went up to 30, and kind of been sitting around like 28. Pretty decent amount of free XP every month, especially if you get all of them unlocked. For icons and captains, you can see it's two for both. I think they found their steady as she goes. Their icons, their captains. Sometimes they're kind of cool, sometimes they're not. Depends on what you want. I think personally the October Blitz Pass kind of had some really cool ones in it. The other ones not so much. Boosters, they fluctuate almost all the time. It looks like right now super, for per se what I call super ones, which are the 2000, the extreme ones per se, you're only getting it 1 or 2, which are pretty decent amount. You can rack up a serious game and a serious amount of XP with those, but the rest of them, they're sticking at a pretty decent number. For blueprints, no one cares. Now, if we look at this and we actually look at the numbers on this page and like that, you can actually see the free versus the premium. Pretty much we're sticking at 5 days of free camo, around 600,000 in my opinion. Free credits, 1 steel, 5 copper, 200 doubloons. I think they should up that to about 400, 500. A lot of people use that just to reset your missions. If you have got a bad mission, might as well. Then 10k free XP, 1 credit booster, which is really nice, and a few universal boosters, which, once again, pretty simple. You get 10 tier 4 blueprints, who cares? There have been a few months where we do get free ships, and I think that goes on when they're showing off new lines, which I think with the Italian cruisers we probably will see the tier 4 probably is in the free line as well. If we go towards the premium area, we've got 20 days of camo, about 1 million credits I want to say that they're probably going to stick it around with, along with 1 titanium, 2 steel, 8 copper, that I miscounted earlier, but around 4,000 doubloons. Obviously the free XP, it says 18, it's 18,000, but obviously you can tell pretty much everything kind of is starting to kind of get into as steady as she goes. This is what they've got, and this is what the base is. Now, to me, in the future, as we move forward with, or as they move forward, I should say, with the Blitz Pass, I think we're running into the case where they need to start making it more unique. And I personally view this could be, hey, this is going to be a massive free XP month. This is going to be a massive credit month. This is going to be who knows, maybe a big booster month so that you can play and really catch up really high. I think that they should up the number of titanium that you can acquire in game pretty much always. That's just a money sink really with titanium right now, and they should change that. At least make tier 10s maybe have the ability to have a 6 mission that is really hard but doable, and in turn give 2 or 3 titanium. So over time you could potentially collect 1 for free. I think that's kind of the better things. There was a problem that I wanted to call out, is that why I say 70 is that's when you start getting a majority of your gold out of the Blitz Pass, where right now, especially the last 2 months, they have AF-loaded the gold. That AF-loading means that you have to get to tier 10 to get all of that 4,000-ish gold per month. If you don't get up to 100, you're losing out on stuff. Now, if you get up to 70, generally it's worth it, because the amount of money that you're putting in versus what you get can be very useful, especially for newer players or kind of players that are just starting to get into their tier 8s, tier 9s, where they still need, per se, a few premiums from the crates, or a little bit of credits to finally put all the equipment in, or to obviously work on their blueprints. So really, we're going to have a fast pass month coming up with the Italian cruisers within the next, I think it's 11 days or so, that will usher in the Italian cruisers on that. That will probably be worth it if you want Italian cruisers, but once again, the ships will dictate, kind of, if you're below 70, the ships will dictate whether or not you actually want to get the Blitz Pass. I will be sharing all this data online. This is just a Google Doc that I've put up, and I've shared it with a few other creators so that they can kind of get an idea of the Blitz Pass in its entirety, and per se what else is there on other months that they're changing, they're configuring for the months. We did have the damage month last month, which to me, depending on which tiers you're at, was either easier or harder compared to the XP. I think having certain months bounce off each other like that with damage versus XP, I think that's a good idea, but generally it's gonna be harder to get up to higher tiers or the higher levels within the Blitz Pass if you don't have those tier 10s, if you don't have those tier 9s. That can rack up a lot of damage and get, especially if you're not consistently playing. But kind of this is the idea. Hopefully you've got the information you need to make an educated decision of whether or not the Blitz Pass is worth it for you. Generally, I think it's still a good buy. A lot of people might disagree, but that is maybe because they don't need what's in the Blitz Pass, since it is a grab bag of a variety of things. Same time, it's up to you. I'm just giving you the information. Have a good one.